All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're going to do something a little different and step directly into the shoes of a highly privacy-conscious business executive. Imagine you're tasked with analyzing intensely classified, highly proprietary corporate data. In today's business landscape, the pressure to use advanced AI to process that data is absolutely immense, right? But of course, the security risks of doing so are equally massive. So, for our executive protagonist, this brings up the ultimate high-stakes question. How exactly do you acquire cutting-edge, world-class AI insights without exposing your sensitive corporate data to the public internet? It's kind of the modern digital catch-22. You desperately need the computational brainpower of global intelligence, but you simply cannot afford the risk of remote interception. Section 1. The Executive's Privacy Dilemma. Executive Challenge. Okay, so we're looking at a pretty stark contrast that our executive has to navigate. On one hand, you have the standard public cloud. Sure, it offers incredible power, but it comes with a major catch: global vulnerability. Every single time your data travels over the remote internet, it's relying on networks that are highly susceptible to hacking risks. But on the flip side, we have OmniSynth local sovereignty. This completely flips the script by using secure microdata centers built directly within cities and towns for on-site processing, completely off the public cloud. So you're choosing between a globally exposed workflow and a hyper-localized one. The real magic behind solving this dilemma is something called air-gapped privacy. OmniSynth keeps all that proprietary data locked safely within a physical, town-based hub instead of letting it float around in a digital cloud server thousands of miles away. We are talking about a completely offline workflow here. The data literally never leaves the town and it never touches the public internet. So this isn't just about giving our executive peace of mind. It's about guaranteeing absolute, mathematically verifiable data sovereignty. Section 2. 5 minds locally. Multi-architecture AI. Now, instead of just crossing your fingers and blindly feeding a prompt into one single neural network, OmniSynth routes it through what they call a unified reasoning engine. It relies on a multi-architecture council of 5 distinct specialized minds. You've got the logic engine handling the hard math and analytical validation. The creative mind is dialing in linguistic nuance and abstract ideation. The code architect makes sure everything is syntax perfect. The knowledge base is pulling deep research and context. And finally, the real-time edge is grabbing immediate live data feeds. They are all breaking down the task at the exact same time. It's honestly fascinating to visualize what this process looks like inside the microdata center. Picture it like a glowing, multifaceted network dodecahedron, basically a complex sphere of geometry that houses these 5 distinctly colored nodes. As they process the executive's request, they collectively channel their synthesized logic into this brilliant white-gold beam that shoots upward into an infinity symbol. It's a really cool, perfect visual representation of these specialized minds coming together to form one boundless singular intelligence. Section 3. Consensus model. No hallucinations. Look, when our executive is dealing with critical business intelligence, there is literally zero room for AI hallucinations. None. By forcing these distinct architectures into a strict, decentralized peer review process, the system guarantees a collective consensus. It entirely eliminates the reliance on a single, isolated AI model. Because these diverse systems are constantly cross-verifying each other's outputs before anything is finalized, it completely eradicates those notorious AI hallucinations and biases. The executive knows for a fact they are getting perfectly accurate, logically sound insights. Section 4. Air-gapped data hub. Digital to physical. Okay, so once that multi-architectural consensus is finally reached, that white gold beam of digital thought we talked about actually transitions into physical reality right there inside the local microdata center. OmniSynth has this secondary tagline that I think perfectly captures this phase: global intelligence, hand-delivered locally. The finalized data now has to bridge the gap from cutting-edge software reasoning to actual physical fulfillment, right to the executive's office door. Section 5. Humanoid courier. Autonomous delivery. I love this part. Think of it kind of like a sci-fi pizza delivery, right? But the stakes are 1,000,000 times higher, and instead of food, an autonomous humanoid robot is personally delivering your data. Once the AI consensus is final, the heavily encrypted data is flashed directly onto an internal storage drive located physically inside an autonomous humanoid robot acting as a local courier. OmniSynth seamlessly unites that cutting-edge software reasoning with totally physical, autonomous robotic fulfillment.
Section 6, Secure QR Handshake, Physical Verification.
So picture our executive waiting right at their office doorstep. The physical robot courier has traveled safely across town and arrived directly at their location. First, the humanoid robot displays a secure, dynamic QR code right on its interactive glass pad. Second, the user physically scans that code. And finally, this physical verification unlocks the data, allowing a secure transfer to happen via close-range NFC or local Wi-Fi. This localized wireless handshake is absolutely crucial because it ensures the entire workflow remains 100% air-gapped and totally immune to remote hacking.
And that brings us perfectly to OmniSynth's primary tagline, many minds, one voice. Our executive has successfully harnessed the massive brainpower of 5 distinct AI architectures, those many minds we talked about, had them peer-reviewed for absolute perfection, and then had the results delivered securely, entirely offline, as one single flawless voice. As we wrap up this journey through the OmniSynth workflow, it leaves us with a really provocative question to think about. Is the future of digital security ultimately physical? It's wild to consider that as software gets infinitely more complex, true, impenetrable privacy might actually require us to step completely out of the cloud and bring our intelligence back into the tangible, physical world. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep questioning how your data moves.